Well folks, welcome to another episode of Whitebeard's Kitchen. So what I'm doing this evening, I'm doing beef quesadilla and some homemade guacamole. Hope you enjoy. Let's get cooking. Okay, so I have roughly about 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut oil in here, just trying to be a wee bit healthy. And what I'm putting in is a medium sized onion that I finely diced. So I'm just going to put that in now. I'm just going to let this kind of sweat off a little bit. And then I'll add some garlic. Okay, so the onions I've sweated off. I kind of had those on a medium to high heat. Now I'm going to put in, and I like garlic, so put in less if you like, put in more if you like. So I have 4 large garlic cloves, so I'm going to say probably about almost 2 tablespoons. What I have here going in as well is I have a couple of green chilies going in to this there. These ones are grown at home. I can't remember what they were. My darling wife would know those, she grew them for me. So I have 2 of those finely diced and chopped as well. All I can say is they are kind of quite spicy. So depending again, you can add more chilies in if you like. You could use dry chili powder, you can use chili powder, and whatever you've got to hand. It's just I had these chilies. So I'm going to let those sweat off as well. For probably a few moments, and I'll be back again. Okay, so now to add the beef, I have roughly here about 500 grams of minced beef going in. So I'll just break that up just a tiny little bit, and it's 80-20, so 20% fat off for the beef. So break that down as much as possible. And the other thing is too, sometimes if you spread it out a little bit and cook your beef to kind of brown, it probably does break down easier, but we'll just mash it up here a little bit and push the garlic, the onions and the chilli kind of round to the side, so when it starts to brown a little bit, I'll fold those over, so I'll come back to that when it's partially cooked. Okay, so I've spread the beef out, kind of let it cook on one side. I've just flipped it over. And brought over the garlic, the onions and the chilies. So what I'm going to now do is add the spices in. I'll pop these in and I'll tell you what's in it. So I have spices and herbs, I should say. So I have a teaspoon of salt, obviously, going in. A good tablespoon and a half of dried oregano. I had a tablespoon and a half of smoked paprika. 3/4 of a teaspoon of cumin powder. Just because I have these chilies, I don't want to go too mad on it, and if it isn't as spicy, you can add more in. Just a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Just give that a good mix round. And just the very last spice as well. So I'm just putting in just a level teaspoon. It is quite spicy enough of Chipotle chili paste. Unfortunately, we can't get the Mexican chilies here, at least I can't, this part of Northern Ireland that I live in. So, but I was quite pleased to see this, albeit the supermarket's own brand the other day. So that's gone in as well. So I'm going to add in a mixture of, this is just yellow pepper, I had that sitting about. So it and some red pepper or bell pepper or capsicum, depending what part of the world you come from. So I can leave this to cook. You know, I don't want to cook through and be, yes, I want it kind of dry, but I'm going to add in roughly now approximately 200 mils of chicken stock. I just use what you call chicken stock cubes that you buy maybe in your local supermarket, grocery store, or wherever you get them. And what I'll do is I'll put a lid on this and just let this simmer. I'll turn it up now, kind of to medium low, because the beef is reasonably well cooked, and I just wanted to make it a bit, add a bit of, I suppose, a tiny bit more flavour to it, and also have it a tiny bit moist, that the meat isn't totally completely dried out. Okay guys, so it's just checking it and breaking up the meat that little bit more. So I'm not going to add all this. This is a mixture of pinto, black beans and kidney beans. So I'm just going to add a couple of tablespoons in. There we go. So probably in around about, I'm going to say about maybe about 100 grams or so. Maybe just slightly over. Add more in if you wish. If you don't want to add them in, you don't have to. To be fair, what I'm going to do probably is just add another taste, slight taste maybe of water to this. So as I say, I don't want to dry it out completely. I want the meat cooked where there's a bit of flavour through it. So if you think you need a splash of water, by all means do it. So I'm going to pop the lid on, and I will see you when this is cooked, this part of it. Okay, so just checking on the beef, and there's still a little bit of liquid left, so not too much. So I'll let this cook probably for another 3 to 5 minutes, just to get some more of the excess juice or stock off, whatever you wish to call it, because there'll be juice coming out from the beef as well. So pop the lid back on again. And I have this down now at a low. Okay guys, so that's it done. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a taste. That's about the right amount of spice. Okay, so turn that off, and it'll be ready to go into the tortillas to make the quesadilla when I'm ready. So to go with the quesadillas, what I'm going to make is, and it's only for myself to be honest, my little darling wife isn't feeling well, so I'm just using one ripe avocado. So I've just removed the flesh from it, just kind of mashing it up ever so slightly. Okay, what I'm going to add is probably about 2 teaspoons, because it's only for one, obviously 2 teaspoons of lime juice, or you can use lemon juice I suppose if you haven't got it, but lucky enough I have limes here. So just give that a mash. Okay, and it depends, you can really mash it down. If you can, some people like it a bit chunky, some people almost like it a bit more fluid, I suppose, if that's the word I'm looking. So okay, so I like a tiny bit of chunk in it, so that's enough. So what I have done here is I have just roughly about a tablespoon of red onion, finely chopped, just over a tablespoon, and I have 2 small chilies that I've finely chopped as well. I like my chilies, so put in less again if you're not a spice type person. You know, it's up to you. And what I have here is I have a really large, good sized tomato. So what I'm going to say is it's probably about a quarter, just over a quarter of it. What I've done is just remove the flesh and chopped the tomato into as fine a pieces as possible. You can put in less tomato, again, I just like a little bit of tomato. I'm going to add in some salt, probably about, for me, probably about half a teaspoon to 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. If you want, you can add in coriander, or as it's known in the States and other places, cilantro, and hopefully that lime juice will stop the avocado as well, as you know, from being oxidised and turning a brown colour. So there we are. Okay folks, so the last little touch to the filling for the quesadilla, I'm just going to add in roughly about a tablespoon and a half, maybe a tablespoon of lime juice. So we'll just give that a mix through. So just let that heat through gently. Okay, so I have my griddle on. So what I'm going to do is get one of my tortillas. I'm just using a wholemeal tortilla, just shop bought. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spread just with a little bit of oil. Use whatever oil you have on each side. Turn that over. Okay, so that's heating. Well, that's heating. I will then start to put the filling on. That's my little quesadilla. My little bit of meat's escaped. I have my salsa. What I'm going to do with that though, I'm going to open up ever so slightly the quesadilla and just put a dollop of that in, spread it out a little bit on both. You can kind of see the filling. I'm going to press that down. I'm going to take a bite and I'll let you know what it's like. So now the moment of truth. Yes, I'm going to put some more of the guacamole onto my board. It's going to be hard to do this, but absolutely wonderful. It's salty. I used mature cheddar cheese. I can taste the spices, the chili and the cumin powder. Absolutely great. So without further ado, I'm going to say bye for now. Take care of your friends, your family, your friends, and anyone that's close to you. Look after them, feed them well. I hope you try this. Hope you like the recipe. Make it as spicy or less spicy, whatever way you wish. So, bye for now, and rock on from Whitebeard's Kitchen.